Hello, and welcome to the Media Center's 8th Local Hero Award series, in which we showcase 6 people from the Mid-Peninsula for outstanding achievement or contributions to the community. We solicited nominations and were particularly looking for the unsung heroes. Each winner is an inspiration, and each has a great story to tell. There was a time when Cesar Chavez and Green Oaks Academy in East Palo Alto were not doing well. But ever since Amika Guillaume became principal 4 years ago, it's been on a clear road to improvement. Raised by immigrant parents, Amika spent her youth doing menial jobs and constantly moving around the country, attending 27 different schools as a child. So it was probably surprising that she managed to make her way through college, then teach for America, where again she moved through many schools across the country, and finally ended up at Harvard University, where she earned her master's in education. This opened many doors, but nevertheless, she was drawn to East Palo Alto to work with families much like her own. Some say it's among the most challenging communities to work in. But for Amika Guillaume, it's her home away from home, where the poverty and even the violence are things she is intimately familiar with.
So in 2001, my little sister was 15, and she was murdered a Saturday night at a party where there were other teenagers. And what specifically I relate to in my work is that she had some words with a girl. The girl didn't appreciate the way she was being spoken to, so she decides to call her older sister. Her older sister drives up to this scene. Everyone, there were about 40 witnesses, created a circle, and they start chanting, "Fight, fight, fight." And my sister, according to witnesses, raises up her hands and says, "Wait, listen to my side of the story." The girl rushes her and shoves a knife in her that then hits her heart, and she falls to the ground dying. At which time they start kicking her, and everyone's still chanting, "Fight, fight, fight." And if it were today, they'd probably pull out their phones and start filming. So this experience that my family went through, one that I would never wish on anyone, is something that I remind myself of, unfortunately, a little more regular than anyone should, because those situations come up in children's lives a little too often.
On a personal level, what has this done to change you and your whole outlook? And if there is a gift from your sister, what is it?
Well, it's kind of funny because I grew up in a very tough immigrant family where you don't say I love you, you don't really hug. And that is what came from this, is I tell the kids at school every day, "We love you, it's because I love you," or "Come here, my love." So the word love is now regularly used in my vocabulary because the idea that every day is a present, is a gift, is very real to me. You never know when someone's going to come in and out of your life. My grandfather's from the Philippines and my grandmother on my mother's side, and he fought for the United States Army. That's how he became a U.S. citizen. My father came from a communist country, which was Czechoslovakia, and so his experience of being Holocaust survivors and then being here in the United States where he specifically had political asylum gives you a sense of gratitude. I definitely think there's something really raw and real about a grandfather who survived the Batang Death March. And something very raw and real about a grandmother who was on the train station watching her mother and grandmother being shipped off to Auschwitz. It's always a deference to those that came before me, and always a respect. And I think it gives you a sense, in my case, it gave us a definite sense of urgency. You're living the life of those before you who couldn't live their life the way that you get to. For me in particular, because I work with predominantly people of color, and I don't look like a person of color, but I feel like a person of color because I am half, I have to use the stories of my childhood or explain the things I have in common with my parents of my students because I don't want them to assume something else. And being able to be, I think, intimately in tune with where the families are coming from and to know what it means to work when you're tired and it's cold outside, or just, it is not a white-collar situation. I'm sort of obsessed with this idea to truly live out the idea that no matter where you're born in this country, you should have the opportunity to attain an excellent education. And that's the vision of Teach for America, and that is something that has always been driving me. So here we are in the Silicon Valley, and I am dealing with inequities that are crazy. I have had to deal with students who are not sure if they're going to have food in the refrigerator. We have the means, we have the money. We have people who want to give back. It's our core value as being the progressive Bay Area. And yet we have schools in the shadow of the Tower of Stanford that are struggling in ways that they should not have to struggle. So if we truly believe in the cornerstone of a democracy as quality education, I feel like this is the place to make it happen.
Do you know someone who has overcome significant hardship and has an inspiring story to tell? Someone who has sacrificed or given over and above to the community and deserves some recognition? If so, please contact us with your nomination for next year's Local Hero Awards. To find out more about our local heroes and to watch interviews with all the winners, visit our website, midpennmedia.org. At the Mid-Peninsula Community Media Center, you can make your own videos and television programs and take classes in all aspects of media production. You can also hire our professional services team. To find out more about that, go to mcproservices.com. Congratulations to all our winners, and thank you for watching.